task force has been traveling the state to get feedback from Utahns with different perspectives. Mark Whitney is a Beaver County Commissioner and Vice President of the Western Region of the National Association of Counties. He's here to provide a rural point of view on this very important issue. Mark, welcome back to the show. Always great to have you on with us.
Glenn, it's always a pleasure. Appreciate the invite.
You bet. Let's talk about the process. The task force has been traveling around the state. What do you think of that? Are they gathering, doing what they really need to as far as due diligence is concerned?
You know, in my estimation, I attended the town hall hearing in St. George, and they were very receptive to a lot of our comments, and I hope the others went well. I just don't know if they had enough of them. I think they only had 3 of them in the state. But
town halls, they had quite a few more than that.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but definitely more than 3.
Well, I'm saying rural.
Oh, rural, gotcha.
Yeah.
That could be true.
Yeah, and they probably did, but I think they got a good eye-opening too, and you know, us as counties, we have a great working relationship with our legislators. They're very receptive. Sometimes they come out a little quick on a bill, but they're very good to sit down with us on them.
What was your message? You just said you attended the one in St. George. Right. What was your message to the task force? Because you got a lot of attention for what you told to them, because again, rural perspective maybe wasn't being considered.
Exactly. First and foremost that I talked about was the B&C road formula taxes, and that's the taxes that's paid on gasoline to go for road maintenances for the state and the counties. Okay, now in consideration last year, the state of Utah took in $565 million in gasoline taxes. Of that $565 million, counties get 30%, the state gets 70%, but we have to split that 30 with the cities too. So we get $169 million to do it. Yet cities and counties, and mainly counties, we have to maintain 90% or 70% of the lane miles in the whole state of Utah. In my county alone, I have 900 miles of road to take care of, which is a little over $1 million of B&C road formula funds coming. So you can see how tough that is.
Okay. You also really took a tough angle on the services. That's what we saw proposed in HB 441. Talk about the impact you believe taxing services would have on rural Utah.
Well, and it's not only rural Utah, it's Utah as a whole. And if you look at our economy right now, the GDP, the gross national product, the magical word in that is P, product. They're trying to do a shift from taxing products to services because the taxes are down. You know what the biggest reason for that? Internet shopping. They're not collecting the taxes on that. So they wanted to make the shift to the services. Take a county like Paiute County, my little neighbor to the east. They don't even have a dentist. They don't have a doctor. They don't have an attorney. As Darren Bushman, one of my dear friends and commissioner there, said, we don't even have a carpet cleaning business. We're not going to have any taxes if they do this. So again, when it was rolled out, the infancy, they needed to readdress it and look at it.
Okay, so do you agree something needs to be done to shift
no question.
the tax
I think
base?
I'm not certain that I'm, fully aware. I just think that it needs to be addressed and really studied hard.
Okay, let's talk about solutions though that you think might be effective.
You know, again, I think number one is they need to make it a lot easier and I've got several friends that run the online businesses for these retail businesses. The state of Utah does not have an easy formula to get them to pay those taxes. And I'll show you a pie chart later. I'll send it to you.
So you're talking about internet purchases.
Exactly, online internet purchases. And some states now are, and he's told me this, that they finally said, you know what, we're getting 6%, we're gonna give them 1% to do the paperwork. And 5% is better than 0%. If you saw the difference of what Utah's collecting versus what is being sold, that is number one where they need to look at.
Okay, so internet sales.
Absolutely.
What do you make of the conversation that maybe we need to loosen up the income tax and not make it so that it all goes toward education?
Again, that's a hard road to follow down because I'm a big advocate for education. However, and I may get chastised over this, but sometimes I get tired of it being ate up in administration and never making it to the classrooms. That's where they need to look at it. is how to streamline and get these dollars into the classrooms and not aid up with so much administration.
Okay, so the final town hall will be this week, and then the task force will make recommendations, potentially for a special session. Do you think this can realistically get done in a special session, or do you think they need to slow down and look into this as you suggested just a minute or two ago?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to. I think they need to study it a lot in the interim, but then also in the general session coming back. And even if they can't come to some consensus there, then let's even make it another year, because it's something that just can't be, you just can't pull a trigger and knee-jerk reaction on it.
All right, this is something we will certainly be watching. A big impact on all of us all across the state. Right. And we certainly appreciate your perspective coming here today on the show. Thanks so much for being here.